Hey everyone, this is Kate Motaung, and I have the opportunity to share with you for a few minutes about the importance of digital as a Christian writer. And I'm really grateful to Shirley for the opportunity. I hope one day I'll be able to see you and chat with you in person. That would be a real treat. But for now, we're settling for this recording. So, just to introduce myself and give you a little bit of background about my experience, I started blogging about 6 years ago. At that time, my mom was dying of cancer, and someone encouraged me to start a blog just to process some of what I was going through at that time. And I only told 3 people that that blog existed. It was really, at the time, just pretty therapeutic and just a way for me to process my emotions. And back then, I was really writing for myself. And since then, I've realized just what an impact people can have when they choose to open up themselves and their story and whatever gifts God has given them for the benefit of others. And so, with God's help, I have shifted my focus since then and decided to really focus on writing in such a way that will hopefully be a blessing to other people and seek to help them at their point of need and perhaps solve some needs that they're facing or help give them answers or at least a story that they can relate to as well from a Christian perspective. So having said all that, I currently have 2 different websites. One is my personal blog at katemotaung.com, and then I have a second site called 5 Minute Friday, which I use to encourage and equip Christian writers. And through those 2 blogs for the past 5 or 6 years, I have really benefited myself personally and been so blessed through the work that God has given me to do there. So I thought I would take a few minutes and share 3 of the main benefits that I've experienced as a Christian writer and why and how I've seen digital be very effective in the kingdom. So the first one for me is relationships. If you told me 10 years ago that some of my closest friends today would be people that I'd met online, I would have laughed at you and thought you were crazy. But it is true that through regular, consistent presence online, I have made some incredible friends who I love and trust and respect, and people who have really blessed me and held me up in prayer and encouraged me in my spiritual walk, all because of connections that we've made online. We've since had an opportunity to meet in person. I have with several of these women, either at retreats that I've hosted or conferences that we've both attended at the same time. And I'm just so thankful to the Lord for the way that He's used the internet to give me close friends and people to support me and encourage me and allowed me opportunities to support and encourage other women as well. So that's one huge benefit that I did not foresee when I started off as a blogger. The second thing is the whole aspect of efficiency, that I can be sitting in my pajamas having a cup of tea and tap out a blog post, click publish, and someone else who happens to be standing in line at the bank or waiting in the carpool line at their kid's school might read it. And even though neither of us has time that day to connect in person, we can still be an encouragement to one another just because of the connection we have online. So I'm definitely not saying that we should forfeit in-person gatherings, because that's not at all what I believe. I think it's so important to gather in person together. But because so many of us are often very busy and we have commitments inside the home and outside the home, using digital is a wonderful way to be able to connect with people when our schedules are not aligning, or if we can't meet more than once a week. We can have those touch points throughout the week to be able to strengthen each other from a spiritual perspective and offer bits of encouragement and comfort for whatever people happen to be going through. So the efficiency aspect is huge, that it's so easy now to just click publish. It doesn't even have to be a full blog post, but even ways that we can encourage one another online through social media is a major benefit as well. And if you think about it, we are living in a digital age, in a consumerist age. Um, the world is consuming, and it's consuming whatever gets put out there. So I believe that as the church, we need to really get on board and use what God has given us to provide spiritual food for people who are craving and who are hungry. Because if we don't provide it, someone else will, and other people are eating it up. So I think it's such a vital ministry in a way that many of us haven't caught on to or haven't used as effectively as we could. So I'm so excited for this new endeavor that Shirley is starting because I think it has a huge scope for making a significant impact. The third aspect and benefit of using digital as a Christian is simply the reach that you can have from, like I said, sitting at your kitchen table in your pajamas drinking a cup of tea. In the past 5 years, I don't have a huge amount of traffic compared to many other websites and blogs, but just in 2017 alone, I looked up the statistics in my website analytics just to give you a figure. Even in a fairly small blog like mine, I had readers in 2017 from 159 different countries. And I was surprised to see this. I hadn't even counted until yesterday when I was preparing to share this with you. But in the top 10, I wrote it down, in the top 10 countries of readers that I had in 2017, countries like India, South Korea, Pakistan, and the Philippines were showing up in the top 10 countries. And I had no idea. I don't know those people. I don't know people in those countries. I know a couple, but I don't think they're reading my blog. So just imagine the impact that people can have through posting online, even potentially to closed countries where missionaries aren't even allowed to go. It's really remarkable to think of the impact that an article, a blog post could have online to countries that you may never be able to travel to or build a relationship with someone from those countries. So I'm really excited again about what Shirley's doing, and I hope you'll get on board and support her and encourage her in her work as well. Thanks so much again for this opportunity to share, and I hope that you also can see the value of digital as a Christian.